Good morning, everybody. This is lecture 1 for week 12, and you are still in topic 8, balance scorecard. Okay, so in the previous lecture video, you have seen half of this topic. Now you will see detail on every dimension of balance scorecard, and this detail is related to strategy, which is the focus of this course. It is about strategy. Okay, let's see. This is the first dimension of the balance scorecard. Learning growth perspective. See here, these perspectives captures the ability of employees, information systems, and organizational alignment to manage the business to adapt to change. Processes will only succeed if adequately skilled and motivated employees supplied with accurate and timely information are driving them. These perspectives takes on increased importance in organizations. So basically, learning and growth perspective is related to employees. So the basic idea in balance scorecard is the first thing that a business has to do if the business wants to performing well is to improve the ability of employees. So to improve the ability of the employees, it can be done through learning. So in this first dimension, most of the time it is about how to ensure that the employees are learned employees. So see here, the first point includes employee training and corporate cultural attitudes towards related to both individual and corporate self-improvement. People or the employees, the only repository of knowledge, are the main resource in the current climate of rapid technological change. It is becoming necessary for knowledge workers to be in a continuous learning mode. Learning and growth constitute the essential foundation for success of any knowledge worker organization. So it's said here, now it is very important for a business to make sure that their employees are knowledgeable employees, are well-trained employees, and also knowledgeable employees. Must be knowledgeable employees. Maybe I can say that skilled workers, they have to have high skill and knowledgeable workers. That is the thing about the learning and growth perspective. Okay, see here, learning is more than training. It is also includes mentors and tutors within the organization, as well as communication among workers that allows them to readily get help on a problem when it is needed. This perspective or dimension of balance scorecard is related to human capital planning and strategic human capital assessment, and it is related to development of high performance work systems and communication tools. Okay, that is about the learning perspective. And remember, it is about the employees or workers. That is the first aspect in balance scorecard. And that is maybe the most important aspect. If you want a business to achieve high performance or success, then the first thing is to make sure the business has knowledgeable and skilled workers. Okay, so this is the second perspective, business process perspective. So these perspectives provides the data regarding the internal business results. These results are compared against measures that lead to financial success and satisfied customers. Need to develop performance measures that communicate successful business process. Internal business process are mechanism through which performance expectations are achieved. If you read about balance scorecard, one of the things that is said is business process improvement is the results of learn and growth perspective. So the idea is, if a business has knowledgeable employees, then the business will achieve good business process. Because the workers are good, then the process will become good process also. Okay, and then another thing that is related to business process perspective, focus on outputs and activities that are tied to mission-oriented outcomes. To meet the organizational objectives and customer expectations, identify the key business processes at which they must excel. Key processes are monitored to ensure that outcomes are satisfactory. Another thing about the business process perspective is like this. Metrics based on these perspectives allow the managers to know how well their business is running and whether its product and services conform to customer requirements. These metrics have to be carefully designed by those who know these processes most intimately. With our unique missions, these are not something that can be developed by outside consultants. From the previous slides, you can also see that business process is also related to the productivity of the business. If the business process is good, then the productivity is high. If the business process is not good, the productivity is low. Okay, the next perspective in balance scorecard is the customer perspective. The idea about the customer perspectives is most of from the according to balance scorecard, the good business process will lead to high customer satisfaction. So the business process will cause customer satisfaction becomes better. Okay, recent management philosophy has shown an increasing realization of importance of customer focus and customer satisfaction. If customers are not satisfied, they will eventually find other suppliers that will meet their needs. Customer can define what the organization must do for them to continue to buy the organization's product. So if a business uses traditional performance measure, then most of the time the focus is on profitability. The focus is about how to get highest profit from the production or service. But according to balance scorecard, that is not the only supposed to be the end goal or objective of a business. A business also has to focus on qualitative aspect of performance, including the customer satisfaction. The basic idea is if the customer is satisfied with the product or service, the customer will demand more, and the business can achieve financial performance. So customer satisfaction is very important. Poor performance from this perspective is thus a leading indicator of future decline, even though the current financial picture may look good. This perspective captures the ability of the organizations to provide quality goods and services, effective delivery, and overall customer satisfaction. So customer perspective is related to understanding your customers and stakeholders, defining, clarifying, and communicating your value proposition, develop customer and management satisfaction measures. Okay, this is the fourth perspective in balance scorecard, the financial perspective. According to the balance scorecard, this is the end results of the things considered in balance scorecard. It is said that the good customer or high customer satisfaction will cause financial good customer satisfaction will cause a business to achieve financial success. Okay, let's see the criticisms here. Historical nature, unable to capture value of intangible assets, pursue short rather than long-term goals, inadequate to ensure goal congruence. So this is the criticism. If a business only focuses on financial objective only, financial gain only, or profitability only, then this is the problem of the first one is it is historical nature, and then unable to capture value of intangible assets. Like I said earlier, financial aspect of achievement is expressed in terms of dollar and cents, but the real performance of a business includes the intangible aspects like intangible assets. Most of the time, if a business and also most of the time, if a business only focuses on financial aspect or profitability, then the business is pursuing short rather than long-term goals, and then inadequate to ensure goal congruence. So the second point here, there is perhaps a need to include additional financial related data such as risk assessment, cost-benefit data in this category. Private sector financial objectives generally represent clear long-range targets for profit-seeking organizations operating in a purely commercial environment. This is about the financial performance, and then that's what I said. This slide shows about the criticisms, but according to balance scorecard, this is the end results of the previous three perspectives. The first one is learning and growth will cause the business process better in business process, and that will cause customer satisfaction, and customer satisfaction will cause a business to achieve financial success. Okay, that is the idea. Okay, this is about the total business performance. So balance scorecard translates mission and strategy into objectives and measures. If you see carefully about balance scorecard, you will see that it translates mission and strategy into objectives and measures. Balance scorecard considers both the result and causes of performance. If a business using traditional traditional performance measure, most of the time it is focused on the results only. But if a business uses balance scorecard, the business can set results or goals, and the business can see the causes of the performance of the business. If the business performance is good, the business can see what causes this happen. Whether it is because of it must be because of the learning and growth, and then internal business process, and then the customer satisfaction, and then the company achieve the financial success. So if the company is not performing well, then balance scorecard can help the company to identify where is the mistake. Maybe at the learning and growth, or the learning and growth is already good, but there is a problem with the internal business process, or maybe something wrong with the customer satisfaction. So that is the good thing about balance scorecard. It shows also the causes of performance. Okay, it does not shows on the results, but it also shows the causes of the performance. Hence, the balance scorecard measures the total business. The balance scorecard measures the total business unit performance. So it can be said that balance scorecard measures the total business unit performance. It does not only measures financial performance, but overall performance. It can be said like that. Okay, these are the reason why a business use balance scorecard approach. First, clarify or update a business strategy. Increase company-wide understanding of the corporate vision and strategy. And then link strategy objectives to long-term targets and annual budgets. Incorporate strategic objectives into resource allocation processes. Track the key elements of the business strategy and facilitate organizational change. Okay, these are the reasons why a business use balance scorecard approach. Most of the time, the important keyword that you can see here is about link. The good thing about balance scorecard is it shows interrelated factors, starting from the employee, and then business process, and then customer, and then financial performance. So that's the basic idea about the reason why a business use BSC. Okay, this is about implementing balance scorecard. See, the first here is articulate the business vision and strategy. Establish objectives that support the business vision and strategy. Identify the performance categories that best link the business visions and strategy to its result, which are financial performance, operation, innovation, employee performance. I expect that when the note say implementing BSC, it's supposed to show the steps. If a business want to implement balance scorecard, then what are the steps? So hopefully in the textbook they shows the step. Step 1, what is the thing to do? Step 2, what is the thing to do? Step 3, what is the thing to do? But in this note, it is not very clear. And then develop effective measures and meaningful standards, establishing both short-term milestones and long-term targets, ensure company-wide acceptance of the measures, create appropriate budgeting, tracking, communication, and reward system. Okay, is the balance scorecard the solution? Let's see. I will. Okay, so in the beginning of the topic, we have said that traditional way of measuring performance is like incomplete. There are weaknesses there because the traditional way is focusing mostly on the financial aspect of the performance. So this is the question: is balance scorecard the solution for that kind of situation? So let's see what are the things that we can see here. Then the benefits of approach are that it is based on balance set of performance indicators covering the entirety of company's mission and goals, not just financial indicators. And then second point, this is particularly important when financial indicators of performance are not sufficient. Balance scorecard also attempts to translate strategy into action and coherent set of performance measures. So basically, the thing that you can see here is from the slides that you have seen before, from the explanation about the balance scorecard that you have seen before, it can be said that balance scorecard solve some problems with the traditional performance measures approach. So like I said earlier, traditional performance measure approach focuses on financial aspect only, financial indicator or aspect only. Most of the time it is about whether the business can make high profit or low profit. That is the traditional approach. Balance scorecards, on the other hand, propose the use of more balanced way of assessing business performance. Why we said it proposes a balanced way to assess business performance. We say that because balance scorecard proposes that when we want to assess the performance of a business, we should not only look at the financial aspect or financial measure or profit only. We have to look at according to balance scorecard, we have to look at 4 perspectives: employee, business process, and customer, and the last one, and the financial indicator or aspect is the last one. So it is a balanced way to assess something. Like you want to assess the performance of students. In the university, we do not see the performance of students in a course. We do not see the performance of a student in a course using one aspect only, or looking at one aspect only. We not look at the exam results only, but in the performance of a student is assessed by using several assessments. Examination is one assessment only, but we have assignments, quiz, and maybe group assignment, maybe laboratory what, the practical aspect of a course, like doing things in the lab, etc. So that is one example. If you want to assess somebody or an organization using one measure is not sufficient. You have to have several measures, so you get the balance. You get a fair measurement or fair assessment. For a business, balance scorecard shows assessment has to be done through 4 perspectives. But for individual, for a student, we assess them using several perspectives or measures. Exam, assignment, group assignment, labs, I don't know, more. There are more. Industrial training, etc. So at the end of the day, then we get a good assessment, a good measurement for performance of a student. Same like a business. If you want to measure the performance of a business, you cannot look at the profit only, but you have to consider other factors. And also the good thing about the balance scorecard is it attempts to translate strategy into action and coherent set of performance measures. So the idea is balance scorecard is a good performance measure, and at the same time it can be used to translate strategy into action. When you use balance scorecard, there are 4 perspectives: learning and growth, internal business process, customer and financial perspective. So when you implement BSC, you are not only measuring performance, but also the balance scorecard helps you or a business to do things. To operate in a good way, in a high performance way. That is the basic idea. Okay, but like other approaches or techniques that we use in accounting, there are criticisms. There is no one method or approach that is perfect. Same goes to balance scorecard. There are criticisms or there are weaknesses of balance scorecard. So let's see the first one: interdependence rather than causal relationship between 4 perspectives. So in the previous slide, I have said that there are 4 perspectives in balance scorecard, and perspective 1 or learning and growth will cause better internal process. Or good internal process will cause high customer satisfaction, and high customer satisfaction will cause high financial performance. That is what I said. That is causal relationship. I said this one caused this one caused this one, another one caused that one. But actually the criticism is the 4 perspectives are actually interdependence rather than causal. So interdependence means you cannot separate that for perspective, but they relates to each other. They perspective 1 depends on perspective 2, depends on perspective 3. All the perspective are interdependent, so you cannot separate them. You cannot say that one perspective cause another perspective, but everything are interdependence. That is the first criticism. If everything is interdependence, then the explanation and the implementation of balanced scorecard will be very difficult. But when we say perspective 1 cause perspective 2, perspective 2 causes perspective 3, perspective 3 causes perspective 4, then that is easy. The explanation is straightforward, the implementation is straightforward. But actually they are interdependence. But if we say that, then it is very complex to implement. That is the first criticism. The second criticism is ignore time lag or dimension because of the effect of some efforts will occur at different time. Some immediately, others later. So when we see the 4 aspects in the balance scorecard, we say this one costs this one, this one costs this one, this one costs this one. But actually, the occurrence is not that simple. Learning and growth takes a long time, and maybe it takes years before it can cause improvement in internal business process. But improvement in internal business process maybe will cause improvement in customer satisfaction a bit quicker, a bit faster. So the time is not there will be time lag. The time is not like say this one will cost automatically cost this one cost this one. No, but the times are different. Some perspective will is taking longer time. Other perspective maybe can be achieved or can be done or can be implemented quicker. Okay, the criticism number 3 is based on empiricisms, case studies. Okay, the balance scorecard is developed by Kaplan based on empirical studies, and the empirical studies are case studies. So the criticism says the studies may be insufficient, particularly case studies only assessing things that happen in small number of businesses. That is about case studies. They are not like big sample studies, but case studies are studies using small number of sample. So maybe that is the criticism. Balance scorecard is based on studies done on small number of sample. Maybe that is the criticism. Number 4, does not monitor competition or technological development. So when you by seeing this point, you now realize that even though balance scorecard looks like a balanced way of measuring the performance of a business, and it is good to help business to achieve its goal and relates it to the strategy and everything, but the balance scorecard does not consider the activities of competitors and the development in the technology. Alright. So still this is a weakness, because if you have a business, the action of the competitors are very have high impact on the success of your business. And also technology also has high impact on your business. You have to use technology, and also you have to watch your competitors to achieve good performance. So that is the one of the criticism about the balance scorecard. And the last one is hierarchical and top-down approach. So this is the last one. People criticize that balance scorecard is like a top-down approach. Even though now in management, accounting, or management also, we appreciate the concept of decentralization. Decentralization means that we appreciate if a business can give lower level managers some power or authority to make decision. But when you look at the balance scorecard, it shows that everything should be decided by top management. Top management sees everything, from the learning from the employees, to the internal process, to the customer satisfaction, to the profitability or financial performance. So the top performance will set everything. What are the measures, what are the goals, what are the objectives for each perspective. So it looks like balance scorecard tends to prefer or align with the idea of top-down approach or centralized approach. That is the criticism. The common understanding is decentralization is better, but BSC looks like it tends to promote centralized approach in managing a business. Okay, so that's are the things that I think we can learn from topic 8. Now we appreciate the use of balance scorecard, and we can see that it can help a business to improve performance. It can be used to measure the performance of a business, and also it is very useful because it shows what are the things that a business should do to achieve high performance. And at the same time, we aware that there are that business balance scorecard has several weaknesses, as shown in this last slide. And there are criticisms about balance scorecard. So, like other methods or approaches, balance scorecard has several strengths, but it has also several weaknesses. Thank you very much. This is the end of lecture for this topic. Do not forget to write your name and matric number in the comment section. We can always communicate using the WhatsApp group if you have anything to share or anything to ask related to this topic. Thank you very much.